So Colbert, what is this? Obama, a tread? I don't know what it is. They say the 9/11. Okay, guys, put your phones in airplane mode. Seriously. Is that you, Alex?
It's in airplane mode.
Yeah, I know, but someone's phone's not in airplane mode.
Not me.
Oh, someone's hiding their phone. All right, let's do this. This is a tweet from Obama. A trade, I don't know, there's a trad Robin or whatever. They said, the 9/11 of television, I am not inclined to disagree.
Skibbidi Biden.
Skibbidi Biden. Skibbidi, skibbidi Biden. Skibbidi Biden. Joe. Skibbidi Biden. Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Skibbidi.
Skibbidi.
I may sometimes appear animated on the show. I may be passionate about things, but I would never really define, I would say it's rare that I would define my demeanor as angry. Some people might say, like, when I'm arguing something, I'm saying like this, I would say that's passion. Anger is like strong emotion. This makes me angry. It makes me very angry, and I am controlling myself because I want to put my fist through that window over there. I think Colbert should be canceled off of television. I think he should be criminally investigated and perhaps have a lengthy prison time for whatever that was.
I want to say that's how I felt when Colbert danced with syringes for the vaccine. But
yeah, that did make me mad.
But this is like, I think this is how we get votes for Biden. He's thinking.
Okay, well,
Did he make this? Is this something he's sharing someone else made, or did he make this just?
That's his.
It's his writer's room. I think Carl Benjamin takes the cake. He says, Colbert has radicalized me against free speech.
That's how I feel when I see a Krasenstein tweet.
Well, what's weird is it took 50 comedy writers to come up with this, probably.
Yes.
I mean, his staff is huge.
That's what I mean.
I guarantee you, none of the 68-year-olds who watch his show know what Skibbidi toilet is.
No.
So, like, is the joke, because we don't know the full context, did Colbert say something like, we're trying to reach out to younger people, so we've made Skibbidi Biden or something?
Right, and then it would be a joke about how silly these things are that kids watch or whatever. Or is this just their way of harvesting votes?
I actually think this is going to hurt Joe Biden because 67-year-olds are looking at this being like, why is Joe Biden in the toilet? I don't understand. Is he bad? And then it's going to be like, Carla, I think they're saying we should flush Joe Biden down the toilet.
Right.
And then that's what you get.
Yeah, I mean, how is this showing him in a positive light?
It's not. It's just Joe Biden in a toilet.
He's screaming, Trump is using Hitler's language, and I think people are just going to associate Biden with Hitler now.
Or they're making fun of him for like the stuff that happened this week. It doesn't seem like it's supportive of Biden. I don't really get this at all.
I wish I had the context of it, but whatever it is, it should be burned for sure.
And it's funny, it's a late night show, and they obviously have to mention Hitler too. I mean, they just have to have that.
I think Skibbidi Toilet's pretty funny. For those that don't know what it is, like the first video was basically this. It's like some guy head popping out of a toilet and he's saying nonsense. But now it's basically Attack on Titan. And you've got giant monsters fighting, and it's like 20-minute long episodes. And I'm like, yo, it's kind of wild that they've created a lore, and there's characters, and there's like things happening, and it's like a war going on, and there's like people who are TVs, people who are cameras. It's kind of crazy that they built this deep lore to this internet nonsense. I respect it. Colbert should be fired. He should apologize.
I really am not lying or making a joke when I say I think this is mind control. Like when they just are repeating Trump is using Hitler's language. It's straight up mind control, like something you'd see out of a 60s.
Well, but that's like the Trump stuff. Remember when everyone was like Trump, right, and I'm like, why? That's not an insult. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
They're just saying buck, buck, buck.
Right.
When John Oliver was like, if you want to be part of our group, say Trump, and then everyone's like, hey, Trump. Now they're trying to get this to be the thing, but. I respect it because then we know who to avoid.
But once you repeat something enough, it can become true. I mean, when you just constantly hear it, it does brainwash you.
There's you guys know that comic where the guy's like, I'm angry, and the guy says, here's a solution. He goes, I don't want a solution. I want to be angry.
I saw that meme you posted, yeah.
Well, that's a very famous comic, but that guy has a bunch of other ones that are really good too. And I was scrolling through, and literally like 2 days after that one, he has another funny one where a guy is like, wow, it's a rare snow fox. And the snow fox is like, hello. And he's like, people say you are magic. Is it true? And he goes, anything can be true if you believe in it. And if you repeat it to the media enough. And then the next one is the fox talking on the TV. And the guy's like, this dog's got a point. But I thought that was really good. Like, anything can be true as long as you just say it to the media often enough.
That's right.
That's what they do.
Well, don't we all kind of live in our different reality, though? I mean, like, everybody thinks that we have the same perspective, but we all have totally different perspectives. You know what I mean? You kind of almost create
To
your
varying
own
degrees.
Yeah, but like I feel like almost people do create their own reality. Like, what is it they call it? Main character energy. You know,
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, and I feel like
but to varying degrees, right? Like a lot of these internet-based leftists have main character syndrome. They think they're the most important person in the world. They don't feel like people in this country used to be part of something. But look, some people believe things that are true, and some people believe things that are not. Some people know something someone else doesn't know. So, for instance, you and I know that Cask Brew coffee it's the best, most delicious coffee ever.
Best coffee in the world.
But just because some of the viewers don't know that doesn't mean we live in different worlds. It just means they need to hear it and then taste the coffee so they can understand truth.
Yes.
Right? And that is the best coffee you'll ever have. Now, anyway, there are many leftists who will taste the coffee and then say it's bad simply because they want to insult and virtue signal to their base. The funny thing is, I know I'm joking about Cask Brew coffee, but it literally is true. You can say, hey, Joe Biden did a quid pro quo. It's just on video. And they will know he did and go, no, he didn't. Because they want to fit in with their crowd. That's the world they live in. We don't live in that world.
Mm-hmm. No, that video is so damning where he talks about how he paid the guy off, and they still just deny it. I mean, and now we're fighting a never-ending war there.
It's like good people on both sides. I mean, there's so many
bloodbath.
Right.
What's the latest hoax? The Unified Reich one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that was funny because it also says there will be an escalation in violence in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I'm like, they didn't choose that one. It was an old newspaper clipping that was used as a stock image. It did not say that, like, the media reported Trump promises a unified Reich. And I'm like, no, it said that economic output in coal is leading to a unified Reich in Austria or something. And then underneath it says violence escalates in Bosnia and Herzegovina. In no way did that paper say Donald Trump promises these things will happen. Mm-hmm. They just make it up. And the media runs with it.
Yeah, but the news is fake. Everybody knows. I mean, it's all
hundreds
fake.
of people rallied today.
See,
hundreds.
and this is where I get what you're saying. Like,
100.
I do think there is sort of two parallel realities where, like, Trump said, used the wrong words, and 100 people went out to his rally in the Bronx. Like, there is a level of, like, if you only read the headlines that are directed to you, your perspective is totally warped. But I think more than anything, we kind of talked about this before, there is a level of fatigue with all of this, even though it's an election year. The hammering home of, like, Trump is awful over and over again. People are starting to kind of get tired of it. Like, maybe they do think he's awful, whatever, but mostly their priorities are actually at home. It's how they're going to pay their bills. Why is this, like, issue that I'm facing? What's going, like, why can't we get roads? Should I get on a plane? Those kinds of things are what's kind of overtaking it. So the hysteria that's coming up, that's why you can't really get anything off the ground. Like, even with the Reich one this week, it, like, happened really fast and then kind of died. Like, I don't think we'll hear about it. I mean, we might talk about it for the rest of the year, but it's not like an overarching scandal that's taking down his campaign the way AI Biden in that video seemed to imply. Mm-hmm. It's just because people are tired and they're used to the two sides of politics doing whatever they can to sling mud at each other.
I think this is why I keep saying we're in post-reality, because you can go online and find whatever thing you want to be true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the point I was trying to make. It's like you can find information for any side of the argument.
And I think you could also avoid all of it. Like, I think there's a possibility that, you know how there are, like, stories of, like, people reaching remote islands and there's a whole population there that just live, like, without the internet, without everything. Like, I bet there is a whole block of American voters who are just completely unaware of it, maybe by choice, but also, like, if you're not interested in the news and politics and you have really specific interests that never intersect with it, maybe you just really don't know what's going on. Like, do you think that's maybe a better way to live?
I mean, it's so hard, though, because I feel like politics has diseased everything. You can't get away from it.
It's like a drug. Like, once you get a little bit, you get more and more obsessed with it.
Yeah, but I think...
but dude, like, when I buy a bagel, I want to know who that bagel's voting for.
Yeah, exactly.
I want the bagel shop to put all the politics on the walls. I'm at the point where, like, a long time ago, I was saying, I didn't really care if a business had stuff in the windows, whatever, dude. Just I want to get a milkshake. Now I'm at the point where it's like, dude, if you put that weird stuff, if you put a Molon Labe in your window, I'll buy a cheeseburger from you. If you put weird leftist stuff, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Because I don't want to deal with your weirdo stuff.
Yeah, I want every elementary school to have a pride flag in the classroom.
I want every elementary school to have a Molon Labe flag in the classroom.
But that is weird. Why are there schools, like, this is kindergarten, this is first grade, this is elementary school.
It's a cult.
I know, and they're just putting trans flags. And then if you walk through, any of the offices in Congress, half of the politicians either have, like, Israel, hostages, or all have a trans flag. I mean, I'm like, what? They buy all the trans flags.
It's always whatever the new like black box will be. Like they had the George Floyd black box. Have you? Now the Israeli flag is that. The Palestinian flag is that. You
see Freedom Tunes Seamus's video about this?
Not the latest. Is it new?
It's a bunch of people at Flag Company USA, and they're like, flag sales are down. What do we do? And so then they start making pride flags, and they're like, no one's buying them anymore. And it's like, what if we had another color? And then it's like the years keep going by, and the flag keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Well, it's getting crazier and crazier.
And then it's like the year is like 2436, and it's like we've used every flag possible. And then like they're like, let's try this one, and it's like been used before, and they're like, we're out of flags. What do we do?
But I think that is sort of the effect. Like they're kind of doing whatever they can to be like, look, all of us are over here, and you don't want to have that symbol over there. I think that this is not a winning strategy overall, and I think ultimately it leads to a certain amount of fatigue, right? Like, I think it is good to spend money with people who like you. I think Public Square does great work, but I could also see if you're like an average consumer, at a certain point, you don't want to have to just screen everything in your lives. You get burned out.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.